Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we are going to be figuring out what happens if you bring an O'Driscoll back to camp. So this is another good time to say, if you feel like you have any really cool, interesting ideas, mysteries, or theories you would like me to explore in Red Dead Redemption 2, please reach out to me on my Facebook page. The link will be in the description. As I've stated in other videos, Facebook is certainly the easiest for me to interact with you because you can send me videos, photos, voice messages if that's what you want to do. You don't have a character limit. It's just the best. And Nathan Siddle actually messaged me the other day, and he wanted to know what would happen if you took an O'Driscoll to camp. So thank you for the idea. I think that is incredibly fun, and that's what we're going to be trying out in this video today. So I guess in order to start this, we are going to need an O'Driscoll. Now, lucky enough for us, I was actually doing a video the other day where I was diving into some of the dark secrets of the Valentine Doctor, and we found out that he has a secret operation in the back of his shop run by O'Driscolls. I guess you could say our problem was solved pretty quickly and swiftly because now all we had to do was go to the doctor's office and get in the back, which if you guys watched my video the other day, you know is incredibly easy. It doesn't really take a whole lot of difficulty at all. We just simply rob the doctor and we go to the back, and now we just need to hog tie and lasso one of the O'Driscolls. Now, this is where things took a surprisingly difficult twist. It wasn't the fact that I couldn't hog tie an O'Driscoll. It's the fact that there's only one way to exit this doctor's office. And as you guys can see there was that like big blast door on the other side. You can't get out that way, even from the inside, which is kind of strange. It's like, why is there even a door there? So the only way to escape is through the front, right where a ton of sheriff officers are waiting for us. So I had to sort of scurry to the back, and I tried to put this guy on my horse, and I tried to get back on my horse as well. And that's just when things started going wrong. I started tumbling over fence posts, and then more sheriffs started to arrive, and I tried to escape again, and then I fell over the edge of a little cliff, and then my horse got killed, so I had to revive my horse. Things were just not going all that great for me. And by this time, I had amassed a pretty decent bounty, so it was just going horribly wrong. I finally got the O'Driscoll on my horse. The horse got scared and it ran away. And then when I finally got on my horse, I had to escape the bounty, which I, for the life of me, could not outrun this bounty. So that was kind of strange. So flash forward a little bit. We have the O'Driscoll. We've cleaned up our horse. We've got a fresh outfit. We are no longer wanted. Now we can officially take the O'Driscoll back to camp to see what will happen. Now, the reason I think this is going to be interesting is the backstory here. The O'Driscolls are the mega rival of the Vanderlyn gang. So I was curious to see what would happen. Would they yell at Arthur for bringing an O'Driscoll to camp? Would, Dutch come up and rip him off the horse and shoot him in the face? I wanted to see what would happen because there's so many little tiny details and secrets built into RDR2 that I wasn't just sure what would occur. And I've never done something like this before, so I thought it would be interesting. So we were approaching the camp, and I was trying to gallop my way up there, and then all of a sudden I was sort of met by this invisible barrier. And it says, "You are unable to bring prisoners into the camp." And then someone said, "Hey, we ain't hosting your bounties, Morgan." And it automatically forced me to get off the horse, and I had to drop the O'Driscoll on the ground and set them free. And the O'Driscoll started to run away. Now, I was not satisfied by this. I did not want this O'Driscoll to escape, and he was running right towards Bill Williamson. And I was like, "Bill, you got to help me out here. You got to do something." So I tackled the O'Driscoll to the ground, and then the O'Driscoll became kind of violent, and Bill Williamson, I think, saved the day. Although he didn't have a gun out. It looks like he got sniped from someone up in the camp. And then as soon as that happened, it said enemies were led to camp. And then it went to a little bit of a black screen, and then we were instantly transported back on our horse up top at camp. There was no punishment. There was no secret cutscene that occurred, and there was no interaction with the other gang members. So that was kind of weird. So at first I thought, okay, maybe that's the default reaction that happens to, I guess, every NPC that you bring into camp. But I wanted to test just to make sure. So what I did is I wanted to get a control subject for this test. And honestly, I probably should have done that first, but that's okay. So what we're going to end up doing is just grabbing a random person. This guy on this horse right here works perfectly. So we ended up hog tying him, and we need to bring him back to our camp. Because what this is going to confirm is if that O'Driscoll reaction is the same reaction if we just bring a random nobody in there. So we're going to put him on the back of our horse, and we're going to head to camp. This time, instead of actually having him on the back of the horse, I'm going to walk him into camp to see if that gives us any different results. I was just trying to eliminate all the different variables here. And as we were bringing him in to the actual camp, I wanted to let him go to see what would happen. So this time what I did is, instead of walking him up to that invisible barrier, I set him free and he immediately started shooting at me. So I wanted to see what would happen. Would one of the other members of the gang take him out if I could not? And it seems like that was the case, as there was a white glowing dot on the map from one of the lookout points. And then all of a sudden, our friend over here just gets shot and he's dead. And the same thing happens. It's that black screen that occurs, and we are instantly teleported sort of back to camp. But again, there was nothing really secretive that happened either. So I wanted to give this one more try, and I wanted to do it with an O'Driscoll. I feel like they were the best suitable candidate for this experiment. I didn't just want to do it with a random Joe Schmo. So I ended up getting another O'Driscoll. This time our escape went so much smoother. Like, I don't know what happened the first time. It must have just been a series of unfortunate events that we hit every little bump and curb and whatever the case is. But we ended up getting the O'Driscoll, and now it was time to bring them back to the camp once again to see what would happen. Now, the only thing that was kind of annoying in this instance is I could not lose this bounty. And I don't know if I just did something wrong, or if it was the fact I had this O'Driscoll on my back, or maybe it was the fact that I bailed out of that Valentine doctor robbery without actually really doing anything, like taking the money or anything like that. But it wouldn't even go from wanted to investigating. And even when I did get law searching, it would come back instantly. So that was weird. And I'm not sure, again, if I personally did something wrong or if it was a weird glitch or whatever the case is. But eventually that settled down, and I wanted to do the experiment one last time. However, again, this time I wanted to do the experiment a little bit different. I didn't want to bring the O'Driscoll on the back of my horse, so this time what I did was I simply carried the O'Driscoll in. And I thought I was making some progress here, but once again, you reach that sort of invisible wall where someone says, don't be bringing no bounties back here. And we have to drop them on the floor and ultimately set them free. And I just let that O'Driscoll go because I was a little bit disappointed that no one would have a more severe reaction, or that we couldn't bring someone like an O'Driscoll back to camp. I guess technically it goes along with the entire story of Red Dead Redemption 2, with the reason why they have these camps is to avoid the attention of others, specifically lawmen, Pinkertons, and I guess even your enemies, the O'Driscolls, as well. So I guess it makes sense why you can't bring an O'Driscoll to camp, or really anyone that's considered an enemy for that matter. But we did discover a couple of cool things today. Number one, if you do bring an enemy like this to camp, you'll be completely rejected. Number two, if you bring a fighting enemy to camp, they will be shot on spot by either Charles Smith or John Marston or someone who's on guard at the camp. So that's kind of cool. And number three, we realized even if there's a specific enemy to someone like Dutch Vanderlyn, we don't necessarily get a unique cutscene like the O'Driscolls bringing them to camp, which is kind of unfortunate. I really wanted something fun to ultimately happen by bringing the O'Driscoll to camp. And I guess because we did this here, that confirms that really any other enemy you might bring back to camp, whether that be someone like Bray Aberdeen from the Aberdeen Pig Farm or anyone else, they'll probably have the same reaction. Now, you can't hog-tie Bray, but I'm assuming as soon as you brought him into camp, he would be shot and instantly killed. So I definitely learned something today. We didn't get a secret outcome or anything like that, but I learned that you can't bring people into camp in Red Dead Redemption 2, which is kind of interesting. But anyways, once again, thank you to Nathan for suggesting that I try this out. I thought it was a really fun experiment, and the fact that I knew where to get an O'Driscoll instantly made this super easy to do. But as always, I would recommend that you guys, if you do have a Facebook and you just want to shoot me a note, please be sure to do that down there. I'm very active in terms of responding. And again, if you do send me a really cool idea or an experiment or something to check out, I totally will in a video. But anyways, that's all the information that I've got for you guys in this video today. Let me know what you thought about trying to bring an O'Driscoll to camp in Red Dead Redemption 2. Did you think there was going to be more to it, or did you knew that something like this was probably going to happen? Again, let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.